Have you ever looked at your life and realized the math just doesn't add up? Think about it. You are the one people come to for answers. You are the one who fixes the mess at the office when everyone else panics. Your hands are skilled, your mind is sharp, and honestly, if we're being real, you know you're more capable than 90% of the people currently sitting in the positions you're aiming for. And yet, here you are, still grinding. Still overlooked, still wondering why the promotion went to the person who does half the work with a quarter of the talent. It feels like a glitch in the universe. You're anointed for the work, you've put in the 10,000 hours, but the door is bolted shut. If you're tired of being the most intelligent person in the room with the smallest bank account, we need to talk about the hidden weight of being too good. Because in the spiritual realm, your talent isn't just a gift, it's a target. Most people will tell you to just work harder, but you already do that. That advice is for amateurs. Hard work is the baseline. We're looking at the architecture of the struggle today. If this perspective starts to click for you, it's a sign you're finally asking the right questions. Feel free to join this channel and stand with us, because the answers we look for here aren't found on the surface. 1. The competence trap. There is a specific phenomenon called the competence trap. This is the first reason you feel stuck. When you are too good at what you do, you actually become unpromotable in the eyes of men. Listen to me. If you are the person holding the entire department together with your bare hands, why on earth would they move you? If they promote you, the foundation cracks. You've become so essential in the trenches that they can't afford to let you lead from the mountain. You're being held hostage by your own excellence. But there's a deeper, more frustrating layer. You see your friends, people you literally tutored in college, buying houses and hitting milestones, while you're calculating if you can afford the good groceries this week. This creates a specific kind of soul fatigue. It's the "why always me" syndrome. You start to resent your own gift because it feels like a magnet for more work but never more reward. Proverbs 22:29 says, "Do you see a man skillful in his work? He will stand before kings. He will not stand before obscure men." Now read that again. You have the skill. So why are you still standing before obscure men? It's because the standing before kings part requires a different kind of preparation than just being good at your job. Kings don't just look for talent, they look for stature, and stature is only built in the dark. 2. The forge of the hidden years. In the ancient world, a blade wasn't judged by how shiny the gold on the hilt was. It was judged by how many times it had been folded in the fire. Look at the story of Joseph. He was the most gifted of his brothers. He had the dreams, he had the favor. But that gift bought him a ticket to a pit, a slave market, and a prison. For 13 years, he was the most intelligent person in the room, managing Potiphar's entire estate, then managing an entire prison while still wearing the chains of a slave. Why would God allow that? Why would he let an anointed man sit in a dungeon? Because God was decoupling his identity from his utility. If Joseph had been promoted to the palace at 20, his ego would have destroyed the kingdom. He would have thought his talent saved Egypt. He had to be anointed and broke until his character was heavier than his gift. Psalm 105:19 says of Joseph, "Until the time that his word came to pass, the word of the Lord tested him." Think about that. The very word, the gift you carry, is the thing testing you. If you are struggling while being highly capable, it's because you are being prepared for a level of power that would crush the successful people you're currently jealous of. You aren't being punished, you're being tempered. 3. The danger of the easy success. The reason your less intelligent friends are moving faster is often because they are lighter. They don't have the weight of a massive calling. They're rowboats. A rowboat moves faster than an aircraft carrier in the harbor, but which one can handle the open ocean? Your struggle is the ballast.
It's the weight at the bottom of the ship that keeps you from capsizing when the real storms of high success hit. If you get rich before you are refined, the money becomes your god. If you get promoted before you are proven, the title becomes your identity. The delay is not a denial, it is a defensive measure from heaven. You are being forced to find a value in yourself that isn't tied to your paycheck or your
4.
job title.
The exit strategy.
James 1:4
3
tells
shifts.
us, "But let patience
So,
have its perfect
how do we
work,
exit this
that
cycle?
you may be perfect
How do we
and
stop
complete,
being the best
lacking
kept
nothing."
secret in the world?
God doesn't
It's
want
not
you
about
successful
working
and
harder.
shallow.
It's about
He wants
shifting
you
the weight.
lacking nothing.
Shift
He wants
1,
you to be the
from
kind of
utility
person who
to
can
authority.
lose the palace and
Most
still be a
gifted
king.
people are utility
If you
players.
can't be content
You fix
in
the
the
problems.
anointed and broke
You are
season,
the how
you will be
of
a
the
tyrant
operation.
in the anointed
To
and
exit,
wealthy season.
you must become the why. You have to stop being a tool for others' visions and start owning the vision God gave you. Joseph didn't just do chores in prison, he interpreted dreams. He moved from labor to revelation. Your exit begins when you start valuing your insight more than your effort. Shift 2. Silence the comparison. In John 21:22, Peter asks Jesus about another disciple's path. He's basically saying, "Why is he getting it easy?" Jesus' response was blunt. "What is that to you? You follow me." Your exit is blocked as long as you are measuring your success by someone else's speed. Stop looking at the rowboats. Focus on your coordinates. Shift 3. The stewardship of the small. You have palace-level gifts, but pit-level resources. If you despise the pit, you'll never be trusted with the palace. Luke 16:10 says, "He who is faithful in what is least is faithful also in much." If you can be excellent, joyful, and diligent while being overlooked, you prove that the gift is internal. When the character finally matches the size of the gift, the ceiling doesn't just open, it dissolves. The final revelation. You were never stuck, you were being tempered. The reason you've suffered the most is because God is building a structure in you that can hold a weight of glory most people can't even imagine. The collapse you experienced wasn't a failure, it was just the clearing of the old ground so the real foundation could be poured. Don't let the frustration talk you out of your calling. You are closer than you think, and the oil being pressed out of you right now is going to be the very thing that heals thousands later. If you found your internal monologue in this video, then you belong here. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss our next deep dive. We're going to keep uncovering the strategies to move you from the crushing to the anointing. I'll see you in the next one. Stand your ground.